two sides here for this $2 COVID-19 charge. The customers calling it a burden for helping out a local business, while the business sees it as the cost of keeping the doors open to serve the community. A familiar sight in Denver for nearly 9 decades.
It's been in our family since 1934.
A lot of time to build up a pretty great reputation for comfort classics. But no tenure could help even Bonnie Brae Tavern from the struggles of this pandemic.
Oh, our business is down 40 to 60%.
A customer who did come in, Danny Hurley.
Saw that, they were doing all the measures for COVID-19, make sure you wear a mask.
Then he got his bill and saw the cost of his pizza and salad seemed a bit higher.
So I started looking through the ticket, and then I noticed that fee. I was like, surprise.
But what he missed when walking in was this sign warning about a $2 COVID charge for anything over $10.
Because if I was aware of this, I think I would have done a U-turn.
A warning now being printed on disposable menus daily.
It's a $2 charge. We're hoping that people would understand that we had to do this in order to keep the doors open.
Part owner Michael Dyer says it's the only way to pay for mandated cleaning and spacing requirements.
Disinfectants, hand sanitizer, gloves that we order have doubled in price, and we go through 3 to 4 cases a week.
They're the only ones that I see this fee being tacked on to a bill.
Hurley says he's watching his costs himself after being forced to retire during the pandemic.
Come on, folks, I'm trying to help you out.
It was either that or raise the menu prices, and we opt for just a $2 fee.
Interesting debate here. Now, we contacted the Colorado Restaurant Association to see what other businesses are doing to keep up with these costs. We're waiting for a response at this time. Nicole Fierro reporting.
There it is right there, folks, and thank you for joining us. That's a courtesy of Fox 31 and Channel 2. Pay more or die. That's the topic on a Wednesday, August 17th, alongside of Jay Parker and Brian Freeman. I'm Greg Hollenbach, and we're glad that you joined us because it's going to be a great conversation. Today on the show, Caroline Glover from Annette. She'll be joining us as well as Felicia Ohnmacht, one of the Whiskey Sisters, and we're going to talk about some drought land as well in Colorado. As you know, Brian, half of Colorado is burning right now, and that's attributed to very, very dry and hot temperatures. So we're facing that difficulty right now, not only with the lands, but with farming as well. George Eder Summer Dinner Series, that dinner is going to be popping off tomorrow at the well-appointed downtown Pizza Republica. And we're anxious for that Italian spread dinner. That'll be delicious. That'll be the topic of today, pay more or die. And basically what's happening right now is you may see a COVID fee from the restaurant on your bill. And from Bonnie Brae is where this popped up. Basically, if that fee isn't there to absorb the costs that they're incurring because of COVID and a very small fee, that they may not be around any longer. And I think that's the consensus with a lot of restaurants right now is how do we not only survive but cover the costs of doing business right now in the climate of COVID. So without further ado, I want to bring on to the show Caroline Glover. Chef, welcome from Annette. How are you in your backyard?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, did you hear that topic coming in Bonnie Brae Tavern? A gentleman wasn't too happy when he saw his bill come, had $2 on there for a COVID charge. And I'm wondering if we might see more and more of this coming up. The topic's going to be hot, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting. I already had a conversation with somebody today about just how diners in general need to be more educated about why things should cost more. And before COVID even hit, our profit margin's only 12 to 15%. So, there's a disconnect there already. So it's a conversation that needs to be had and it needs to be, public. And I think diners need to understand not only what we've been going through in the past in terms of not really making much of a profit, but what our future looks like, especially with all this PPE. Like it's lose, lose, lose right now.
Well, I guess, guys, the question is, where do you go with that to absorb costs? Do you go into your food, where, chances are that may never leave your menu, where I think with Bonnie Bray Tavern, at least they made it as a COVID charge to when if COVID just vanishes, we have a vaccine tomorrow, that charge can come up. Where do you begin, Caroline, and you'd probably be the best to answer this, where do you begin with starting to absorb less seats in the house, things you need to buy extra? Should it be on the food? Where should it be?
I don't know. I mean, I think that's interesting. It's funny. It's $2. That's probably not nearly enough, to help pay for all the PPE that we're buying right now, so we can have a safe dining experience. But I also think transparency is really important, and I think that it's important that people understand what we're having to do in order to stay open. And I think it starts a good conversation. It's not a bad way to do it.
Caroline, what would you estimate as your charges that you what kinds of money have you had to pay out for COVID and to protect your customers?
We haven't really added. The only thing we added to our prices were the cost of to-go boxes when we were doing takeout, just because that's a cost that really adds up. But
I guess
we definitely have not.
I'm sorry, yep. Chef. I guess I want to reinstate, because I think the question's good, just reinstated. I think, moreover, he was asking, what are the things that you've had to spend more money on right now? Is it sanitizer? Is it stuff for the bathroom? Is it labor costs? Are you bringing a crew in? What are the costs that you're taking in right now that you haven't really allocated?
So the biggest one is I don't know if y'all have seen our patio, but we have a really big tent outside in a courtyard. And that is an extra $2,000 a month to put 20 seats out there. So that one, that for sure is one of the largest costs that we have. And then I think I heard in the news clip about, gloves. The price has gone up so much on latex gloves, and that's something that we have to have. Same with like Lysol, all these cleaning products. And then masks. So some people wear reusable masks in our restaurant, but we also provide them just in case they forget them, or I don't expect my servers to have to buy their own masks. So I never thought I'd be buying masks for my servers.
Have you ran a spreadsheet on that, on all of those costs, to just really see what you're paying extra a month that you would have never had?
No, I should. It feels depressing. That's probably why I haven't done it. Yeah. I don't really want to know how losing.
I'd be interested. I bet it's a lot. So have you had to adjust any prices from the bar or from your menu? Have you had to cut corners and ingredients? Crazy question with you, but it's a valid one.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. We haven't changed any of our pricing, and it's, we were looking at our profit margin yesterday and we're down 45%. So it's obviously presenting itself in our profit. But we haven't, I was saying earlier, the only thing we did add was for to-go food. We have I think it's an extra 75 cents or whatever our to-go boxes are. But, we have not done that because people are price sensitive, right? I don't know how much we can mark things up and still have people come into the restaurant.
Well, this guy with $2, he's freaking out. Now,
well,
I'd rather pay $2 and see them go out of business.
And I guess I don't know that he was freaking out about that, but just being blindsided that it was coming at him. And so now they're putting it on menus, up front, at the door. They'll probably get a sticker when they come in, the whole 9 yards. But I have to wonder, as we watch restaurants and bars jockey for their survival, and we just see one after another and the attrition really taking place right now. At one point, do you have to start addressing that, Chef Glover?
Yeah, we definitely have to start addressing it. People don't like change, right? They don't like anything being added. We do it's $1, I think, for every person to offset our carbon emission. And most people are okay with it, but a lot of people don't really like any extra charges. They feel like they are contributing to a charity or something. That's been said to us a couple times, or we should have it figured out so we don't have to do that. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I feel like in my mind, there's always been a really fine line of if you charge too much, people won't come in. So that doesn't help either. But it's a reality.
What does this look like? What does this look like to you guys? And as we just we brainstorm live, and thank you guys for joining us on a Monday, August 17th. This is Chef Caroline Glover on with us from Annette, and we're talking about a potential, because we're seeing a little bit of this, cover the cost. That's all Bonnie Bray Tavern, and I'm sure others are asking when they present a small COVID charge, right? So how could you get creative to at least show your guests that it's on your mind? Would it be at the end where you put a suggested tip to cover, or a suggested $2 charge? Or because I think a lot of people love just the suggested part, but is that to you a sign of vulnerability or begging? I mean, I don't know how that type of stuff is perceived.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting you bring that up. Like, I have we learned nothing during COVID? People don't like being told what to do, right? Like nobody likes being told that they have to do something. And so maybe that's where that person was coming from with the $2 charge. And yeah, I think suggested is fine. But I also think that, there is a reality that if somebody decides not to, pay that, then the restaurant's even more in the red. Like, how much further can we go in the red until this is all done?
Until the bubble bursts. On this stream, we've got a poll out there. Are you okay with restaurants charging you a COVID charge? And it's 50-50 right now, just split right down the middle as people try and really just digest what this could possibly be and mean. I'm all for transparency. I don't know if it should be mandated, but if you know in advance, you have that choice from there to either go in and eat or walk. Maybe that's the thing. You see behind Brian, we have an Idle Wild hoodie today. That's our giveaway for today. And all we're asking, if you want a chance to win this beautiful hoodie, is to share the stream. This is a lot of good information. Share the stream and comment on the stream that you shared it, and we'll be happy to throw you in a 24-hour. That's a nice hoodie. That's like a $50 hoodie. Good one to bundle up with.
Greg, I got a question for Caroline.
Yep.
Regarding revenues, Caroline, do you feel, or have you quantified, is it potentially your liquor sales that have brought down because you said your margin, or I guess your profits were down 45%. Do you think that has anything to do with, are your liquor store sales down as well? And is there a correlation between those two?
I think our liquor sales they're not down. I think it's just more about, we can't get as many people through the door, and then just the added costs of the tent and all the PPE. I mean, obviously we have way less people coming through our door than we used to, just based on capacity, and we're in the middle of a pandemic and headed for a recession. I think like when the extra 600 went away, we saw a dip from that because people aren't feeling as secure financially. So I think it's a lot of factors.
Interesting. Let's go on a couple of other things here since we've caught up to you last. A lot's been going on, but one of them is just basically you're reopening and feeling comfortable to do that. Now, a lot of that was with your patio, and I know you've had a palatial patio there at the Stanley Marketplace, and you said you've done a couple of add-ons to it. But is that a house of cards to where it's just waiting for the weather to get bad or cold to where that all goes away? What kind of business are you doing on your patio, and what are you doing to prepare yourself from the transition from summer to winter, which is inevitable here in Colorado?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels like a waiting game. I mean, especially in Colorado, because the nights are going to start getting cold. Obviously, like not for another month or so, but still. So, winter has been weighing heavily on us. I think we've spent like all of our spare time. It's funny. It's just like it's one pivot to the next. You get the patio set up. Okay, we're making it happen. It took us, a couple weeks to get our feet under us. And now it's like we're already moving on to the next, thinking about winter. And right before we got on this phone call, actually 2 greenhouses just showed up at my front door because we bought some small little greenhouses, and we're going to see if that can make a good outdoor seating for 2. Like we're willing to do anything.
Wow. And I'm hoping the mild weather here in Colorado. We have some beautiful days, right? That doesn't make up for the night, but some heat lamps and just some creativity, and basically just making the best of the situations. Is it working? Are people coming to support you and eating your delicious food?
Yeah, no, people have absolutely shown up, and I feel like I've said this before, but our regulars have shown up in a way that I just couldn't imagine. You create these regulars, and it's been 3.5 years of it, and you know why you're creating them. They bring something and they support you, but I never imagined we'd be in a pandemic, and how they have shown up has been beyond what I could have ever imagined. So we're here, we're doing it, but yeah, the next step is definitely an exhausting and scary thought.
Are you enjoying the business right now? What are you getting your day-to-day joy from?
I think it goes day by day. Like, there are certain days that I drive to work and I start crying because, once I started working for myself, I never dreaded going to work. Like, that was the ultimate goal. But there are days that I'm driving to work and I'm like, I don't want to do this today. This is exhausting. But then, a farmer from Delaney Farms, a farm that we support out here in Aurora, shows up and there's new produce, and, you get to see who you're helping support, and that brings me back. Like, there's so many things that bring me back to love what I do, but at the same time, it's harder. It's harder to find the joy every single day, but it's still there. If it wasn't there, I don't think the doors would be open because there's not money in it right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So as a regionally nominated James Beard Award finalist, you've got that coming up for you. This should be a very exciting time in your life, right? Is it just kind of empty joy, or are you saying I'll look back and this will make it all work? I think your dad would say that. I know he would. Your dad would say that to you. You'll look back and it'll all make sense.
He would be so irritated at me right now, but no, I don't. I'm not excited about James Beard. I'm going to be totally honest. It just does not feel like a celebratory time. I think a lot of us are struggling. Some more than others, and it feels hard to feel excited about an award. And I'm not trying to take away from it. I'm trying to dig deep, but I just think every day there's just so much. There's so much on our plates that I kind of would rather just put my head down and focus and just try to get through this. But I don't feel super excited about the awards. If we were in Chicago and all getting to celebrate and party, that would be a whole different story.
The direct and honesty is really just chilling, because that's truly, I think I'd feel that way too. It's like, now's the time to work. We'll figure that out later.
Oh, listening to Caroline right now, my heart just goes out to
you. It is.
Because,
there's things that are happening. First of all, tell people what the Independent Restaurant Association is.
Yeah, so the Independent Restaurant Coalition is a group that's come together. It's about 85 people. But independent restaurants, small restaurants didn't really have a seat at the White House. We weren't represented at all. So this was a coalition created to have a voice on the Hill to make sure that small restaurants were being looked out after during this pandemic.
And they have in Congress right now. Where does that stand, and what does they're lobbying a bill? What does that bill look like?
Yeah, so it's called the Restaurant Act, and it's industry specific. So it's restaurant. And it is also for small restaurants. So I believe any restaurant that makes over 1.5 million a year is excluded. But basically, instead of it being a loan, it's an economic stimulus package that would help build a bridge to the other side. So the way it works is they match whatever you made last year for this year. So if you're down 50%, you get an extra 50%, so your revenue is the same. And it would be huge. It would be, I don't know how small restaurants are going to survive in the winter without something like this. And even though it is industry specific, our restaurant, restaurants are, 90 cents of every dollar goes out our doors. And there's no other industry like that. We pay wine vendors, we pay food distribution companies, we pay laundry companies. I mean, we provide a lot of jobs and money for other businesses. So even though it is for just restaurants, restaurants support far more than just our spaces,
Absolutely. As of late, you're seeing a lot of Hollywood jump in and do PSAs for the National Restaurant Foundation, talking about the restaurants are where a lot of people get their jump start into their lives and really just fund a lot of things that they do. And the demise of local businesses is not in the benefit of anyone. So it's good to see those faces jumping in and really doing what they can to draw awareness to restaurants and bars. Events right now are totally devastated, and people are just grasping at straw houses right now to really keep it around. Yeah. I don't want to hear any bad news come. If I see that Annette has closed down, I'm going to find that backyard. I don't know how it is, and I'm going to just sit there and lay in the driveway and cry. So don't do that at all.
No, I mean, we're fighting, we're definitely, we're doing everything we can. And that's, I've told myself if we shut down, we have not left any rock unturned. We've tried our best.
Anything else that we didn't cover? This is a good catch up. I know you got to you're going to make some tie-dyes. I wanted the quick 2-minute on tie-dyes. As I remember it, because I loved making tie-dyes, I had that creative thing. I got to find it again. You just take a white T-shirt, put various rubber bands around it for patterns, and then you dip it into a dye.
Different colors. Well, you got to do different colors at different times and let it dry out.
But you want to start – what's the color sequence so it doesn't end up being like a baby poop color?
Okay, so, it's just so it doesn't bleed, so you don't want to, saturate it too much. But they always look like shit, and then that's the best part. You let them sit overnight, and then you take the rubber bands off, and you're like, oh, my gosh, I love it so much.
All right, okay. I'm gonna – here's my vow to you. I'm gonna do myself up a tie-dye. And next time you're on with us, I'm going to wear that tie-dye.
I love it.
Hold me to it. All right, hang tough. If you need anything from us at all, Chef, please let us know. Have you watched we asked you to be in our summer dinner series. You said, hey, this summer is not the summer for me to do it, right? We understood. We wish you could have joined us, but we're trying to be not only make Denver proud, Colorado proud, the United States proud, but the world proud on how to do these experiential dinners and do it very professionally and very safely. Are you seeing any of that?
Yes, yeah. I was looking at Dana's because I love Dana, and I feel like she is such a blast. So I took a look around at hers, but they look incredible. And I wish I could have been a part of it, but there's just a lot on my plate, and I'm trying to juggle. But next summer, I'm in, as long as COVID is out.
Yeah, don't be mad when we keep asking. We don't mind no's, but you just can't mind when we keep asking and the redundancy. Here's the poll right now. We're at 57% say yes, 43% say no. Are you okay with restaurants charging you a COVID charge? It's pretty much right down the middle. This debate isn't going anywhere, but it's a topic that is real and it's on the forefront, and it's a Monday, August 17th, and we've got to bid you adieu. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Caroline.
That's Caroline Glover at Annette. And just one of a darling of Colorado, truly. Just a great chef.
She got her roots, when she came here, she was out on the Western Slope at first, in Carbondale.
We momentarily have to break off and come right back. We're going to hear from our local sponsors, who, by the way, you should support fully. But, Brian, grab that Idlewild. I don't think anybody's done this yet. I'm telling you, your chances are going to be good.
What do you got to do? You got to share it. If you got to comment, you should have to do a few things, right? Share the post, comment on the post.
It's a good
Drive
one.
down here,
That's a $50 right there.
Oh, easy.
Oh,
That's a good one.
It's a beautiful
And do you
hoodie.
know how difficult it is for us not to want that for our own collection? This could be yours. Share the stream today, right? That'll get you in there. And then you also want to comment on our stream. If you're watching this from another Facebook page, get your buns over to the Modern Eater Facebook page and like and share the stream. And then just tell us on the stream that you shared it.
share, and comment.
And say yes.
Got to be threes.
Okay, good. Summer Dinner Series. I threw a link up on the stream that'll get you right. I love how I get what?
Nope.
You okay?
No, yeah.
We've got the link up to Summer Dinner Series tomorrow night, and I love how George Eder's dinner is it looks so delicious. The menu is on the Summer Dinner Series event page as well. Hope you can join us for dinner. We'll break away and come right back. We've got half of the Whiskey Sisters. Felicia's going to join us along with Ryan. What's Ryan's last name, Jay?
Niebur.
Ryan Niebur. All right, there's drought going on out there. Half of Colorado is on fire. It's hot and warm, and what does that make? It makes for very dangerous conditions, but drought lands as well, and it's wreaking havoc, as you can see out there right now. They are in a cornfield somewhere in an undisclosed location near Burlington, Colorado. Felicia and Ryan will join us next on the Modern Eater Show.
Hey guys, Chris Johnson here, owner of Rome Sausage, your hyper-local source for all things sausage awesomeness. My family is proud to carry on the fine traditions of Rome's founder, Jerry Rome, by producing a variety of amazing sausage in small batches with an eye on quality, not quantity. Every batch is made here in the great state of Colorado by hand mixing spices, utilizing lean cuts of pork to make an outstanding product. Sourcing ingredients and materials locally, we are committed to supporting local vendors, chefs, restaurants, and the entire Colorado food scene. Getting hungry yet? Brats, Italian, breakfast, hot Polish, green chili, chicken apple, and the world's best chorizo. You can source all of our sausage through a variety of food service distributors. If your distributor doesn't carry it, call us. We'll come direct. You want a custom item? We'll do that too. Samples, and of course, sausage jokes, can be had by contacting me directly at chris@romesausage.com or by phone at 303-296-7663. The Modern Eater loves Rome sausage, and I know you will too.
Hey, Zach Ryder here, Colorado Mills Sunflower Products out of Lamar, Colorado. Your only local source, grown from a local crop to produce a local oil for local chefs. You can find it at Shamrock Foods, What Chefs Want, Seattle Fish Company. Let me try it one more time, then we'll see. Hey, restaurants, we're glad you're reopening. From Colorado Mills Sunflower Oil, we'll see you soon.
First, we partner with the best farmers in the world, and then we tell them, we will take it all. Process whole spices daily, blend custom spices to order, keep it fresh, safe, and flavorful, all so that you can get back to doing what you do best. So whether you're a restaurant, a food manufacturer, or an at-home cook, be sure to visit The Spice Guy at www.thespiceguyco.com.
Hey guys, with Modern Eater, this is Rich O'Brien with Elevation Food Service Reps. I'm here with one of our sales, newly appointed hospitality specialist, Felina Hilliard, and we're here in our showroom, and we've got our bar set up, we've got a lot of time. Come see us, come see what we've got, and Felina can help you guys out in the world of hospitality with anything. Take a little journey into the 38th Avenue kitchen just to see what's going on in here, and as I come in here, I'm noticing, Howard, what are you doing? Nothing. Show me, what are you doing? Nothing. Nothing? Look at this beautiful equipment in here. Look at this beautiful... Chefs, restaurateurs, anybody that has anything to do with food service, come on over. We'd love to help you with menu development, love to show you everything about equipment, and maybe we'll even have a few pops.
Back to the show.
I know, you caught me. I'm sharing, Jay.
I know.
I want that Idlewild hoodie. Can I win?
No.
I cannot win? 24 hours. We'll pick a random winner. Just share the stream today And get that Idlewild hoodie up, man. Come on, get on that.
Back on that.
Get that hoodie up. This could be yours. Just share the stream and then comment on the stream that you shared it.
Yeah,
and,
go ahead and give that to me because that'll be easier for me to do
yours.
Right here. I'll
that
do
could
it like
be
that
yours.
going forward.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sharing the stream right now. We wouldn't be mad if there's a fun group out there that you like. You could share it to that too. What a great interview with Caroline Glover, and we'll be back to the show with one half of the Whiskey Sisters and Felicia. We're going to talk about drought lands right now, the difference between irrigated land and non-irrigated land, what's happening out there. But I'll tell you about Jeff Rourke and A-Plus Beverage Solutions right now. Jeff Rourke, he's the man. He leads. If you want to tap installation of your dreams, he can do it. But what is so important?
Clean beer, whatever you're drinking.
Maintenance lines.
Clean.
Maintain your draft lines. Truly, because if you're pouring inefficient beer, what are you doing, boys?
You're pouring your money down the drain.
And you know this. You don't want to pour, especially right now. Why would you, 1 cent, why would you put 1 cent down the drain? Don't do that. Because you want to add a wine line, you want to add a nitro line, you want to add a line for whiskey.
Well, and now's the time to maintain your restaurant. Now you've got a little time. Let them clean it out.
Clean it out. Okay, here's all you have to do is give them a call, 720-272-3809.
One more time.
It's on the screen right below me.
Oh, right there, Jeff Rourke.
720-272-3809. It's Jeff Rourke and A-Plus Beverage Solutions. We continue on. I would share the stream and get that hoodie. We'll pick it. And maybe we'll even bring you on the show and present you this hoodie. We're going to try and do some giveaways.
I only have like one friend. I shared it
every single
with
day.
That one friend.
Well, good. At least you shared it. Okay, let's bring her on. Felicia, she's in an undisclosed location not near you. Thank you for your patience. You guys are just melting away in the hot. What's the temperature there? It's got to be near 100 degrees.
What is it?
It's like 90, 92, 94, something like that.
But we're baking out in the middle of a field, baking like the corn is right now.
Okay, guys, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back in about 10 minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
Great. I'm just going to suntan. I'm going to find some coconut oil, slather it up,
I understand.
Oil.
Hey, Felicia, if you live in Colorado and you love food, chances are you know the Whiskey Sisters, and we know you. But will you introduce our other guest that's on the show today?
Yeah, this is our primary farming partner, Ryan Niebur. He's the one that leases the family farm from us and has partnered with us the entire time. So if you ever order product from us, he's the one growing it, milling it, and delivering it to you if you're delivering on the Front Range. So you get to know the farmer as well as us as time goes on.
Hey, guys.
Hey, good to see you, Ryan. All right, the topic, I've been doing some reading, and the reading is like, okay, farmers are really suffering right now, and especially, it's interesting, in the Ute tribe in the Four Corners, they call in their water the day ahead of time, right? They get an allocated amount of water. First of all, how do you guys water your land?
So we are lucky enough, our farmland is lucky enough to have the water rights. So we do sprinkler irrigation. The sprinkler's not around here right now, but if you follow us on Instagram, you will see pictures of sprinklers. So we sprinkler irrigate. It has, what are the long drop?
They're called low pressure nozzles. So they're called LDNs. They go all the way to the ground, and we do that to keep the evaporation at a minimal.
Okay.
We're trying to be as water efficient as possible because we have the aquifer underneath of us and we don't want it to disappear. So we do what we can.
Absolutely. Show us what you guys are out there for a reason. You were going to show us a little compare and contrast, weren't you?
I'm going to flip it around. So this is the dry land. So if you don't have water,
Well, that's good timing.
It's a dry land piece of land. This is corn right now. It's going to do anything. It's not going to produce for anybody, right? And it is way bigger and significantly more.
Okay,
there we go. Hold on. All right.
All right, Casey.
Did we lose?
No, we're back. Don't change the thing because now the connection's back. But just start over is what I would ask you because during that setup, that's when we cut out. Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, at least this time I gotta believe this is where there's no water, right?
Yeah, that'd be good belief.
So, you can see how green it is at the top of that frozen screen versus, closest to us, and that's during the trials of connection.
So
yeah.
I'm going to start walking you guys out.
Okay, well, I hope.
Can you guys still hear me and see all this?
Well, we can hear you, but ever since you flipped your camera around, it went berserk. But we had good luck the other way.
Let me come back.
Yeah, put it in selfie mode. There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Am I back?
Yeah, start over, you guys.
Okay, there we go. So, all right, let me see if I can figure this out. Let me go back to where it was, because it is really bad. So here's the dry land right now. And there's no, there's some that have tassels, but these will not produce. I mean, obviously, they're like 2 feet tall. Ryan grabbed a ear of corn from this is one of the dry ones.
Yeah.
We lose you again?
Yeah, you're frozen. So here's the thing. Walk to where.
Oh, you're back again.
Okay, right there.
Perfect. Don't move.
Don't move.
I'm not going to move.
Show us whatever you want to show us from right where you're standing.
Just still.
See that?
Yes.
God, I'm really like in a special spot. So this is the dry land. Okay. It's really short, as you can see.
Well,
and then kernels. Are we having no luck?
Yeah, we're frozen on the dry land.
No,
there's
now we're
Ryan.
back.
Oh,
Okay,
there we
please.
go.
There we go. Don't even move.
So here's Ryan. Here's the dry land corn, like dry land.
Oh my God.
It's super small, if you can find it. And here's what a normal corn ear looks like.
Now, with that dry land corn planted on is it going to go anywhere? Can it go to market? Do people want it? Would it be a number?
Oh, there's no use for this corn at this point. I mean, there's, in a normal year, you'd have, we usually try to achieve 80 bushel dry land corn. This will be 0. You'll absolutely get no yield out of this. And so it's pretty much just useless. We'll let it sit over the winter time, come in next spring, and start farming it over. Hopefully in a much better conditions than where we're at today.
Ryan, what kind of corn are you growing, Ryan? Because that's not a sweet corn, or is it?
No, this is all just regular number 2 yellow field corn. Stuff that is used for feedlots, livestock, ethanol plants.
It does not go into the food system. Like
this is not number 1 corn. This is all number 2 corn. Not food grade quality. Not sweet corn. It's just what the majority of all corn in the U.S. is this corn right here. So.
Yeah.
And then the stuff that we put in distilleries is the irrigated stuff that will have consistent water, so it's going to look better. But it's for most farmers. Not everyone has wells, right? I mean,
right?
Farmers
Yeah.
only do dry land.
Don't just do dry land. Rely solely on Mother Nature.
It's interesting. We visited another farm to get some corn for consumer use. And one thing that I learned that just devastated my thought process was the 2 husks, right? You had 2 corn cobs.
Sure.
And the bottom one was completely rendered useless, and only the top one was able to go to market. The amount of that waste for the bottom one just blew my mind. But that can't be utilized in any way.
So that's, I thought, only a lazy.
Yeah, so that is again more for your sweet corn, because the sweet corn needs a good representation of what they look like. The ear does, and so that's why the bottom ear on sweet corn would not be viable. Out here, I mean, if it's got a kernel, it's viable because it's going to run through the combine into the grain tank, and we'll be able to, we'll sell it just like we would anything else. But typically on a corn plant, yes, ideally for a corn plant is you want 1 ear to set, and you want all the energy of that plant to go into that 1 ear instead of trying to put energy into that 2nd ear that is never the same size. It's always smaller. And so, yeah, you want your concentration to go all into 1 ear.
It's so wild, isn't it?
Ryan, how long have you been farming?
I was born and raised on a farm, but independently since '97.
Born and raised on a farm, fantastic.
And you've been partnered with us for a long time.
Yeah, I've been farming Gergen's farm, their family farm, for over 15 years.
He's part of the family now, so it should be like Whiskey Sisters and a Brother.
I like it a lot. Guys, great catching up. Felicia, I'm surprised we haven't seen you at the Summer Dinner Series dinner. You always.
I know.
Can we make that?
It's disappointing.
Okay, are you coming back into town tomorrow?
I won't be back until late. So when is the last Summer Dinner Series? Tomorrow, let me guess.
No. It's September 1st.
Okay. I'll see what I can do over the next couple weeks.
Okay.
So it's good to talk to you guys. I miss seeing you.
I miss seeing you, too. We will see you at one of these dinners. And you know what, Ryan? You've got an invite as well. Just let us know if you can get into town.
Thank you.
Hey, listen.
I promise to bring a gram.
Hey, listen, you guys. If you, have your time, share this stream. You can qualify to win this beautiful Idlewild hoodie, which right now you don't think, hey, it's 90, 100 degrees outside. Why do I need? Listen, it's going to be cold soon enough, and this is a beautiful
hoodie. What if they don't
hoodie.
supply their corn to Idlewild?
I cannot wait. We do not supply Idlewild or grains, but it is
they
okay.
Don't want
we can
it,
still
Jay.
support them.
Listen, the Whiskey Sisters are equal opportunity growers, and they support every local distillery.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Thank you, guys. We'll catch up down the road. I
Thanks,
appreciate
guys.
your time. Yeah, you bet. Have
a good one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, on the stream. Today's title of the stream, Pay More or Die. Did that make you click it? We're trying to get better names.
Get better
for the
names.
stream, or titles. Thanks for joining us.
I'll tell you, I got a cell phone just
It's a
now.
Monday that feels like a Friday, man. How's your energy? Everybody clap your hands.
Yeah, no, I listen, I'm pumped. I got a phone number. I want to try it. I want Jay. Did you see that number I sent you, Jay?
Yeah, I did.
Our producers, he's got to be calling, shucking,
Every
and
time you
jiving.
go out to eat, would you pay $2 more just to help out?
Would
just
you?
to pay for the sanitation? If I know, if it's told to me, because what if that $2 turns into $10?
Sure, but now
I just
you're
wanna
saying
know.
if you're told up
If
front,
I walk in and says
if it comes on your bill, you get upset?
Yeah, afterwards, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Now let me ask you: do you get upset when you're at Cherry Creek, especially at the mall, and there's an extra surcharge on there? Did you notice that?
For what?
Did you ever notice that
what?
in your tax?
I don't know. I think you're lying right now. I think you're talking out of your ass.
No,
I don't
I'm
think you know
definitely
what you're
not.
saying.
I'm definitely not.
Where do you buy it from?
It's on the any time you spend money in Cherry Creek Mall.
So whether it's Macy's
there's a Cherry Creek
or
Mall
Apple
surcharge in there. Yes.
Prove it.
Oh, jeez.
Prove
okay.
it.
Somebody is. If anyone's out there,
no, you prove
if
it.
anyone's
right
out
now.
there and you have a receipt
Brian
from
Freeman,
Cherry
you prove
Creek,
it.
send it. Take a picture.
They slide in a surcharge
Yeah.
from Cherry Creek Mall to shop at any store.
It's called
I
Cherry
think you're
Creek
lying.
District.
I think you're lying.
It's called Cherry Creek District Tax.
I think you're
Sales
lying.
tax.
I think you're lying.
2 cents is it's $2, and so the guy that in that news story, and he was like, if I'd have known that they were going to charge me $2, I'd have turned around and walked out. It's like, first of all, okay, if that's the case, even if you knew ahead of time that they're going to say, hey, listen, there's a COVID $2, here's the reason why, and you still want to turn around from your favorite restaurant and go somewhere else, then it's like, then there's a little bit more going on with that, in my opinion. Number two, the sign was posted according to the news story, so it's like he just missed it, which is why they're now putting it on the menu. That being said, $2. I'll pay your $2 to support
Now it's $5.
local.
Pay that too?
Well, now listen. That's different.
What do you mean?
So that's a different.
No, it's not.
What do you? $2 and $5 is not different.
No, if you're Bill Gates, $5 is nothing.
Who's Bill Gates though?
Who's Bill Gates?
Yeah. Well, no. I'm saying you're saying if you're Bill Gates,
it's all relative, man.
is nothing.
$2 is a lot to someone without $2, dude.
If you're going out to eat already, you have $2.
How do you know?
Because I know.
If someone that's been going to Bonnie Bray Tavern for years and years and orders the same damn two things, and he's used to paying that amount, and now it's $2 more, he deserves to know why before up front.
Well, there were signs before up front.
Could have been.
Well, that's what the news said. That's what the article said.
They said they're trying to make. We'll watch it more. Point being is when's it too much?
Well, that's a great question. When is it too much?
Yeah.
I don't think $2.
Well, that's
is too
you.
much. I'm poor, so I know what $2 is to poor people.
Yeah.
Right. And if it's
you just said you'd pay mine.
Yeah.
But at what point? $3?
Well, I mean that's
$2.50.
That's a conversation. Well, listen. Before when $2 turns into $5, and then turns into
then
$10,
you'll revisit.
Well, of course.
Yeah. But right now,
but right
$2.
now, $2.
Okay,
I
so
don't think
anybody
is the
out there
deal.
that doesn't want to pay the $2 at Bonnie Bray Tavern, Jay Parker will pay it for you.
Yeah,
Reach out.
up to 2 people. Up to 2 people.
Up to 2 people.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, listen, that's my opinion. You don't have to like it,
Well,
but that's my opinion.
Your opinion is just really shaky.
Well, shaky how?
Well,
your opinion is that my opinion is shaky.
I'm just saying, $2 is a lot to some people.
Listen, man. It's not like I said. I'm poor. I don't have money, right? I mean, to just throw away.
If you go out to eat,
but if
you
you're
should
going
be
out to
expected.
going out to eat, I mean, I don't know about should be expected.
Where does it end, though?
But, well, it ends when it gets to $10.
Hey,
and
Brian,
then
have
it's
you
like
found your erroneous?
I found it.
You did?
It's 8.3%.
8.3%
versus the 7. It's just right here on the.
It's not.
I mean, you didn't have this much pushback when it came to like automatically tipping into your check 20%. You didn't have this much pushback.
Who said?
Well, I'm remembering.
And who does that?
Abrucci's for one. But a lot of places, remember? Don't you? I mean, I don't have the names of them, right? Because it's just off the cuff.
You're talking.
But a lot of places that are incorporating 20% tip into your bill, you don't have a choice.
Service charge instead of a tip.
Correct. I mean, I would think that there would be more pushback.
Man, all right, here it is. Are you okay with restaurants charging you a COVID charge? Right now, it's right down the middle. Yes, 53. No, 48.
I mean, I'd love to hear somebody to weigh in on each side and say yes, and here's why, and here's no, and here's why.
Should we put the Zoom link out again and get Booger Boy back?
Get the Booger Man. I still take that as a compliment.
George Eder's Dinners. He's down at the Whiskey Sisters in Castle Rock. I can't
Sugar.
Oh, the
Sugar
Sisters.
Sisters.
He's down at the Sugar Sisters.
And I'm trying to get him. He's
connect. Okay, good time to break away for a minute, right?
Well, yeah, we can do that.
Also, this week, what do we have coming up this week on the show?
Did you know?
You don't know in the back of your head?
I know. You know which president is coming
Is
on
Slater's
the show?
50-50 coming on with Jeff Rourke and A-Plus Beverage Solutions?
No.
We're going to get that done. They will be on this week. Slater 50-50. It's a new place. They use Jeff Rourke for their install.
Oh,
I was
nice.
hoping we could get a nice walk around on that. That's something that we'll be working on. Also,
wait, tomorrow. What's tomorrow?
That's George Eder's Summer
Summer Dinner Series.
Yeah.
If you don't have your ticket, you
like
better get one.
This is like an
SummerDinnerSeries.com.
Locker room.
Come on.
In here.
Did I show you this?
What's
hoodie?
on Wednesday?
Did I show you this hoodie? Troy Guard is supposed to be on Wednesday, but that was a tentative thumbs up, and I'm waiting for the 2 thumbs up before I say he's going to be on. But he's supposed to be on. Justin Brunson, I'm trying to get to because, as we know, he is the 25th.
And his menu's it's almost hot off the presses.
Guys, we've got some promises we want to make to you. Number one, we're going to get the show scheduled so that you can remind yourself a week ahead of time. We're going to have all the week ready, scheduled for you. No matter what it is, and we're going to follow the topics as much as we possibly can. We thank you to join us every single day. Today's giveaway is a Idlewild sweatshirt.
Yeah, who's even in the running? I know
Rebecca Berry. We have one
She's
person.
all over it. All over it.
Share the stream. But we got to check Rebecca and make sure she shared it to her personal stream. Let's see.
We got to see
I'm going to look that up.
I know there was another lady. You should definitely take that picture off of your Facebook.
I'd like to model it, but I don't want to put it on.
I'm going to Rebecca's Facebook page to see if she did share it.
That was a classic.
Uh-oh, Rebecca.
I'm
going to check out her other one.
Rebecca, is it on 4th?
Rebecca Berry 4th. It better be shared to here.
Sure.
There it is.
Bingo. Look at that. She
didn't put it on her. She put it on her work one now. That's fine. There's no rules.
Yep, no rules.
She did that. I'm going to like it. Boom. Liking it. So, moral of the story, be Rebecca Berry and share the stream. You're in the running. It's just Rebecca Berry. I'm telling you, right down the middle, this topic isn't going to go away. The title of the stream today, Pay More or Die. And very interesting, Caroline Glover's outlook on when we asked her about being excited for the nomination of the Regional James Beard Award.
But I got to tell you, that's real. That woman speaking to her, there's so much around her.
What was
She's
her
just
answer?
such a great. She just says this isn't the time to be in that festive
mood. She said,
mood.
no, not excited.
Not excited.
Yeah.
This isn't the time.
It's a tough time.
Yeah, I'm impressed with her, though. I got to tell you a lot about that woman.
I can't wait till she can get back to the things that make her so special, and that's just the delicious food, the sourcing, the ingredients,
all the stuff
the
that
great
she does.
steward of the land. So She's doing all that she can. George Eder, what do we got with him? We'll just break, come back. We'll see what we can figure out. But tomorrow night's his dinner. Last chance for romance. And we've got tickets. We put the link in there and pinned it on today's stream. Hope you can join us tomorrow. It'll be a lovely, lovely dinner.
Maybe we should do a giveaway to somebody that buys a Ford top in the next something.
Not going to do that. No.
I mean, just throwing it
you
out
get a
there.
hoodie.
Well,
hey, you ever go down to
if you
Southwest?
buy a Ford top and you share the stream, you get a hoodie. You just automatically
Man,
win.
the show sounds so crystal clear.
Does it
good.
sound with this new equipment?
Yeah, it looks.
Yeah.
It
you ever go down
good.
to Southwest Plaza?
Looks good. It's been a while. I used to work
you'd
at
be
the
smart
Sunglass
to
Hut
shop
down there
because you'd be saving 2% versus Cherry Creek.
But that's a city tax.
Nope,
it's
that
not
is
a
not.
Cherry
It's a
Creek
mall.
tax.
It's a
No,
mall.
it's not.
Yeah.
We're gonna get someone on from the mall.
Bingo.
We'll
It's
get someone on
right
from
here.
the
I
mall.
got it on 9 News. Reported stuff like I know.
All right.
I know.
Send me the link.
Okay. It's on.
Play that. All right. Take a break. Come right back. You'll hear from Aspen Baking up next.
Hi guys, it's Rebecca Berry with HotSchedules powered by Ford. With all of the recent COVID rules and regulations, you may feel like you have way too many cooks in the kitchen. Well, fortunately, Ford is the leading hospitality provider and partner when it comes to onboarding, HR, payroll, tax, and compliance needs. So that way you can keep all of those cooks in the kitchen and let us manage all of your administrative needs. That way you can focus back on your business and your growth plans. Give me a call for an analysis on how we can put that ROI back into your business and take those administrative burdens off your hands, because nobody likes handling taxes. That's rebecca.berry@forth.com, rebecca.berry@forth.com. And hey, you know what's cool, guys? Keeping your mask on so that way we can keep our doors open.
Hey, Modern Eater fans, I'm Don Trobo with the Annex by Ardent Mills, and I just wanted to give you a heads up about some of the great things we've got going on locally in the state. We're headquartered right here, and we're working with farmers in the San Luis Valley to bring you amazing Colorado quinoa. It's just like the South American stuff, but grown locally. We've got transitional wheat flour that's grown by farmers in Colorado and surrounding states who are in the process of turning their fields into organic. So we're taking that transitional wheat and turning it into flour, and now it's available for you to cook and bake with. And last but not least, we're now cleaning grain berries in Denver. So things like spelt or wheat berries or pearl barley, those are things that we're now doing right here locally and are available to you. Can't wait to share it with you.
Hey there, Barbecue All-Star. This is your year, so what if you weren't drafted? The only draft you need to be worried about is actually spelled D-R-A-U-G-H-T, and it's adult for the word beer. It's barbecue season, baby. Now get out there and grill your ass off.
Yeah, there we go. It's their summer dinner series. I'm a farmer. What's up, everybody? This is Kaibab Savage, co-founder of Savage Spectrum Winery, home of Sparklet, Palisade's newest premier sparkling wine producer, coming to you live from our vineyard. You can see this beautiful vineyard behind us. We're so happy to pair up with the Modern Eaters for the Summer Dinner Series. Check them out online, summerdinnerseries.com, to get your tickets. You could come hang out with us. You can try our latest releases of our Sparklets. It's the perfect aperitif to pair with these amazing creations the chefs are going to bring you. Can't wait to see you guys, hang out with you guys, tell you about our story, get to know you better. Hope to see you there.
Man, that was.
I just had to get hyped up. I just had to get, feeling good.
All right, back to the show in just a minute. But before we do that, you guys, it's time. It is time to talk about bread, and specifically Aspen Baking Company. I'm a bread guy. I always have been. I always will be. I go to aspenbaking.com to get the most fresh bread. They've been baking it since 1994, but you know what they haven't been doing? They haven't been baking it with chemicals and dyes and all that garbage that a lot of places are putting into bread to keep it good longer and all that, where it's frozen. Aspen Baking Company is not that company. Aspen Baking Company is the company that you go to get the good stuff. AspenBaking.com, whether you want to order direct, you want to order online, you want to use Amazon Fresh, you can do all those things. You know what else you can do? You can do boxed lunches. Boxed lunches with delicious Rome sausage inside of those boxed lunches. You also find that at aspenbaking.com. If you're a hashtag kind of person, you like to put funny hashtags up, they've got a great one. It's hashtag How's Your Aspen, and it's aspenbaking.com.
Okay, so Brian, you sent me a link here, and just at first blush, this is just showing where the mall lies within
all the malls. Each mall has its own different.
No, this is
malls
just
are
what,
in
this
their own
is just,
taxing districts.
Right.
Malls create tax districts
right.
within
the mall.
the mall.
But this isn't going to the mall. This extra money is not going to the mall.
A certain percentage of it, yes, it does.
No. All right.
Okay, I'll dig to the bottom of this. We'll have the rebuttal tomorrow.
Are you okay with restaurants charging you a COVID charge? And again, split right down the middle. 56% of people say yes, and no is 44%. It's a topic that's not going anywhere. And today we played the news piece thanks to Fox 31 and Channel 2 News. Basically, they went right to the source, and there was a complaint from a customer for a $2 charge on his bill. He frequents Bonnie Bray Tavern quite often, so he knows what his bill should be. You know, there are customers like, did you ever have those guys at Gibby's?
Dude, are you
Jay?
kidding? Are you kidding
that
me?
you knew exactly what they were going to order?
We all have.
Oh yeah.
So say this, right? Say usually their bill is $12, and they know because they got
it's $12.68, and
it's $14. No one's going to say anything to you.
Half the people will, half of them won't. I mean, it
just like our poll, right?
Yeah, it depends.
But
and
those
like
half
I say,
they will say something to you will make your life miserable, right?
90% of those. 10% would just be like, hey, what's going on with I thought the thing was this and that, and then you go, it's $2 for COVID because of this, and they go, okay, far out, and they go on with their day. Now, I know, and you got a little jumpy with me in the last segment because of that opinion, but it's like, I mean, I don't know, and maybe it is because I'm a service guy and I've been doing.
No, you found a number that was in your head. It made sense. You were like, okay, and and listen, they probably went, hey, should we do $4? And they're like, no.
Well, I mean, like Chef Caroline said, you know, it's way more than that, you know.
So why put something out there that really doesn't even reflect? I mean,
well, they're just.
It
I
helps.
think they're just trying to be
nice. Let's think it through. How many covers? And this is just us guessing, right? Get your calculator out. You got your calculator?
Sure. Go ahead.
All right. How many covers do you think Bonnie Bray Tavern does in a day, even with COVID? Right? They do breakfast, don't they?
No.
No? Just lunch and dinner?
Lunch and dinner.
Okay, lunch and dinner. I'm going to say.
Thinking how big the dining room is. The dining room
100 tickets?
More than that.
More? How many?
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say.
Yeah, Bonnie Bray.
I was out right around 100. I mean, but here's the thing.
Hey, anybody on the stream want to guess?
I would say Bonnie Bray probably does about 200 covers at least a day.
That's a real tough one to try to gauge, though. But let's say, okay, for argument's sake, 200.
I look at their dining room,
so that's
and here's where I'm saying. I'm saying that their dining room definitely holds probably around 60 to 80 people.
Are they making any profit off of $400 then with that $2?
So, well, that's an extra $400.
Yeah. Is that a misleading charge that it's going to COVID? Because I'll submit that you're not spending $400 worth of crap in one day for COVID.
In one day. Well, but now what he said, though, if you give him a little bit, he said in his interview that it also is covering some of the costs because they don't have an outside ability right now. They haven't gone out to their sidewalk.
Give my computer, Jay. We've got to listen to this again.
So he says it's also covering his
We're going to listen
reduced
to it again.
business as
All right,
well.
you guys, here's where the news piece comes from. Thank you, Fox 31 and Channel 2 News.
$2 COVID-19 charge. The customers calling it a burden for helping out a local business, while the business sees it as the cost of keeping the doors open to serve the community. A familiar sight in Denver for nearly 9 decades.
It's been in our family since 1934.
A lot of time to build up a pretty great reputation for comfort classics. But no tenure could help even Bonnie Bray Tavern from the struggles of this pandemic.
Oh, our business is down 40 to 60%.
A customer who did come in, Danny Hurley.
Saw that, they were doing all the measures for COVID-19, make sure you wear a mask.
Then he got his bill and saw the cost of his pizza and salad seemed a bit higher.
So I started looking through the ticket, and then I noticed that fee. I was like, surprise.
But what he missed when walking in was this sign warning about a $2 COVID charge for anything over $10.
Because if I was aware of this, I think I would have done a U-turn.
A warning now being printed on disposable menus daily.
It's a $2 charge. We're hoping that people would understand that we had to do this in order to keep the doors open.
If you guys know him, email us.
Says it's the only way to pay for mandated cleaning and spacing requirements.
Disinfectants, hand sanitizer, gloves that we order have doubled in price, and we go through 3 to 4 cases a week.
They're the only ones that I see this fee being tacked on to a bill.
Hurley says he's watching his costs himself after being forced to retire during the pandemic.
Come on, folks, I'm trying to help you out.
It was either that or raise the menu prices, and we opt for just a $2 fee.
Interesting debate here. Now, we contacted the Colorado Restaurant Association to see what other businesses are doing to keep up with these costs. We're waiting for a response at this time. Nicole Fierro reporting.
Sign everywhere, sign.
Blocking up the scenery break.
How did you know the lyrics to that? That blows my mind.
It's just like you shake up the hat. You might get a bunny rabbit. You might get nothing.
No, I know random stuff.
Wow.
I just know random stuff where a moment in time.
Okay, there was a sign. Lots of signs are out there.
Yeah.
Right now.
But she said spacing. He didn't say the spacing. She said the spacing,
which goes into a whole new thing. Like, how much money are you losing on the spacing? Right?
Yeah. Well, and not having the same seats.
So here's the thing: if this gentleman, I think Michael, right? Was that who that was? If he had said, "Listen, all this money goes towards just the COVID extra costs of things, which is gloves, maybe masks for employees or masks if they offer, sanitizing chemicals
he's talking
for
about
something
the
like
loss
that.
of anything COVID related.
Yeah. Right. If he had been specific and say it's just for gloves, then it's like, well, okay, well, how much money are you spending on gloves, and let's talk about that. The fact that it's just a COVID
I don't
tax.
think $2 is going to make his 45% deficit.
No,
just
of course
don't
not.
Think it is.
But it's going. Yeah. I mean, it might help in a
sure,
in a little just
$400 is going to help.
Sure, and let's assume that's what it is, because I still think 200 covers
but let's
is a lot.
listen, folks, you guys. Let's say
you
can bring in 500 extra right now. I give it up to any restaurant that they need it for all the money that they lost for the couple weeks that they were closed.
And listen, this debate, right, pre-COVID, was there. How are we going to make up for these increasingly slimming margins? How are we going to do it? And constantly.
I mean, this gentleman could have easily added that $2 into the menu, 20 cents here, 30 cents there, 40 cents, and nobody would have ever really known the difference except for somebody that maybe goes, my bill is $12.68, now it's $12.99 because of whatever he got where there's a hidden charge. And not hidden, that's the wrong word, but obviously they can add it to the menu to make up that $2. I like the fact that this guy just goes, you know what, this is a $2 COVID thing because I think $2 is the right number to not piss off the majority of people. Obviously they found one guy, that they can say, hey, and he's going to complain and say, I'd do a U-turn. Somebody like that, in my opinion, next time you see him, you're like, hey, listen, Carl, I'm going to comp your Coke, man. That's $2
Well,
right
that's
there.
where I was going to say, though. Couldn't he have just had a water instead of a Coke and just said, you know what, I'm going to chalk this one up today, guys?
Well, that guy seems, the guy that complained, he seems so cheap that it's over $10. He'll do anything to make it $9.70 or whatever.
And that'll be the minority of people that have an actual problem.
Taylor. Now, Keith, and so thank you, Keith, for chiming in, added to the cost of the meal. I mean, listen, so here's the thought process behind that is you start doing that, you increase the cost of your meal or your drinks, say pandemic vanishes, right? You've got a vaccine. Well, the expectation for the consumer, I would think, would
drop your price, come back down,
which would not happen.
No,
right? So once it's built in to the cost of the menu, that fixed cost stays there.
But you're going to have people that push back too. If you say, hey, listen, I had to roll in a $2 thing or spread it out through the menu, this and that, you're going to have people say like,
every way.
Well, you didn't tell us. Now you're making more money off us because you're losing money here, and you weren't honest enough to tell us.
I got a very intrinsic question though for you. Do you think that cheap food is going to disappear, or do you think that cheap food is going to become more prevalent?
Yeah.
Because where are people going to go? Listen, if all the cheap restaurants go away, Caroline, what she was saying is when are people going to understand that food costs a certain amount of money and we're not charging you what the food costs already?
Point. I wish he was on
that's what we're here for.
He was on the stream right now, but Zach Johnston from the Spice Guy asked him, hey, man, how's it going? He's like, I'm seeing a lot of my loyal customers going away from premium spices to just basically generic whatever they can find. And these are longtime customers. These are people where he'll make a custom spice blend for them.
Yeah.
Their French fries, you know who I'm talking about. And he's stuck with a bunch of custom blends because, and so you got to, it's not like he's going to level in on him and give him the fifth degree because of it. You got to understand that, you got to do what you got to do right now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But to your point, are we going to see corner cutting? You better bet your sweet patootie you are. But where is it going to come, right? Is it going to come to where you used to have 4 servers in your dining room or patio to where you have 2 servers now? Are you going to
all the above?
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna. I think it's going to vary on business to business and what their corners look like. A certain place may be able to cut a server off of that night's shift and make that money up. Another place won't. So they're like, well, we can't do that. Tonight our steak special is going to be $2 more for the steak than it was last week, and let's hope that not too many people notice.
Do we have a George Eder?
No, man, I can't get a hold of him. I'm sorry.
Well, Greg, I love this conversation because I worry that
it's not going anywhere.
Would you sacrifice? Who's going to lose? It sounds like I'm going to be the biggest loser as a consumer because either I'm going to get cheap food, I'm going to get shitty service.
Well, here's the thing.
Where are we going to draw the line?
I was wondering when this was going to happen. Here's the thing. I was wondering when this was going to happen because right now, and honestly, restaurants, if they were going to do this, they should have done it months ago when that money, that turbo unemployment was kicked in, when people had money into their pockets. What they're finding now with a lot less subsidies, a lot less money in their pockets.
Yeah.
Right? And when that comes, I said the hyperinflation is going to kick in. You should have raised the prices on this because the money was in and you figure out what the market could bear.
Yeah.
And right now you're finding that the market, you've got the guys, the Dans in the world. I think that was his name.
Hurley.
Who said, no way. The $2 is just extreme.
Yeah.
If I had a choice, I wouldn't do it. And I've retired. I was pushed into retirement because of COVID. And that's a decision that I would say no. And it's not surprising as we look at our poll today. Are you okay with restaurants charging you a COVID
man, this
charge?
Gets in so
Are
many.
you okay with restaurants charging you a COVID charge? Yes, is it 57%? No, is it 43%? That's a real neck. And this isn't like, okay, you guys that are saying no, you're a minority in this.
When is going to be eating food out going to be like it used to be, and it was an event? It was a treat in your life because you knew how to cook food at home.
As a lot of you guys
man,
are seeing,
come on.
and I don't want to get too deep in the weeds, but as you're seeing with education, as you're seeing with leases, as you're seeing with rents, that the reset button is being pushed right now.
Yeah.
And the evening act, the balancing act of where really things settle, because the settling has not happened as of yet. So to your point again, when is it going to return like that to when you go out for dining in an event? I think it's going to be very soon because a lot of people will be pushed out of the market to just leisurely say, you know what, I'm going to go get a delicious meal tonight because it's not going to be reasonable for their budget. So they will try and do that as much at home. Okay.
And in many ways, I hope so. Because
that's not the Sugar Sisters. That is Pizza Republica. I know that anywhere. What's happening, George Eder?
What up? I went to Sugar Sisters. They were packed and very busy, so she didn't have time.
Oh, I would have packed rooms, man. I would have just panicked and rushed out of there, too. But did you get the cookies? Did you get the score, man? Hey, did you get the score, George?
Did you get the hookup, babe?
You hear the bag wrestling?
Yeah. You about to show us these bad boys?
Whoa!
Oh.
Look at that.
George, describe those cookies. These are for our guests tomorrow night.
Look at. So these are the Don't Be Shy cookie.
Ooh.
They're chocolate chip, salted caramel chip, and potato chip cookies.
Oh, my God.
And they are, like, crazy delicious. Like, that's the best cookie ever on the face of the earth.
So basically, you're telling me to start my diet on Wednesday. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Just do what I do. Don't eat for 2.5 days, and then you could eat 6 of those cookies.
George.
Yeah.
George,
And
He's about to show his ice cream. I know he is. Or Denver steaks.
Let me go out front so I get better reception.
Are you marinating those Denver cuts, or what are you doing with those, George? They're just being chilled in.
We are marinating the Denver cuts. I got surprise cheese. Check this out.
Oh.
First, no gloomy rind cheese. Dusted with black vegetable ash, inoculated with a natural occurring white fluffy mold. This special dome that I live in is intended to help me age and bloom while I transit to you. The white fluffy mold will fill in and cover the black ash when I am 7 to 10 days old.
Wait a minute.
Laughing Goat Dairy.
Is this some kind of bizarre witchcraft?
No, man, that's Laughing Goat. That is cool stuff. We got to go out by them.
Oh, look at that. He's giving us the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
George, have you driven out and visited that place yet?
Is this courtesy of Cheese Importers? Because if it is,
awesome.
we have to...
Huge shout out to Cheese Importers.
This is Elevation Copa. Best Copa I've had out of Colorado yet. It's crazy good.
Elevation.
What does Copa? What does Copa mean? Is that's an Italian word? Isn't
Copa.
It? Yeah,
Copa.
Copa means it means cap and collar. So it's the neck and shoulder area of the pig.
So how does that work in the song? The neck and shoulder of the pig cabana?
I think that's a different song. I mean, I think
Head, neck and shoulders, knees and toes. It works like that.
Oh, okay. I'm with you. Tomorrow night's going to be a good one. George Eder's dinner. Chef's going to step off sharply. 6:30 cocktails are served. Please do not come earlier. Walk the mall. Do whatever, but we got to get ready for you.
Just know we just don't have a place. We can't give you the service that we want to give you if you come early.
That's right.
It's that easy.
So 6:30 is really when we want. Try and time it. That's it. I know it's 97 degrees out. But truly, do us a favor because we're trying to do this correctly. And correctly is not gathering around. So 7 p.m., the first course is served. There's this dinner, you're going to go everywhere. You're going to take a trip through Italy. You're going to meet George's mom through the food. Not literally, but just through the food, through the taste. But describe the dinner, George.
Oh, it's going to be an exciting dinner. This is a lot of what you get when you come to the restaurant normally. And it's just a blast for me and my guys to be able to put this on. They've been prepping all weekend. So we've got the Centennial cut steaks. And let me tell you, I went to a friend's house on Saturday and we grilled up a couple of New Yorks he gave me. That's one of the best steaks I've ever had in my life.
Well,
that guy, Luke's got good meat, man.
Yeah, Luke got meat game, that's for sure. Yep. And he's a new partner of the Modern Eater Show, so you'll hear more about that, but just impressing chefs left and right. And I'll tell you what, George is not a short-timer in this business. You've come across a steak or two in your lifetime, huh, George?
I used to work for the Capitol Grill for many years, and I've come to know steak very, very well, doing a lot of dry aging, and I've probably cut 50,000 pounds of steak in my life, if not more. So I'm a kind of a steak connoisseur. I like great dry age and all that. And the flavor that Luke is pulling out of just a wet aged steak is out of this world. So all I did is a little olive oil, fresh herbs, a little garlic to put a very light marinade on that. And then we're just going to put a little salt, pepper, and grill that tomorrow.
Little shout out to Mark Anthony's Pretzels. Mark Bryant's tuning into the show. Met him down at Beast and Brews.
Oh, yeah,
Who doesn't love a good East Coast pretzel? Hey, George, I one time over there at the Capitol Grill, I had like 5 Stoli Dolies, and it changed my life forever.
That'll get you. That'll get you every time.
Yeah.
We've got, listen.
Stoli Dolies.
It used to be Janelle, and now it's just Jay.
Well, tomorrow the stars are aligned because we've got not only do we have wine, beer, and spirits, but we have, in my estimation, 2 of the best Colorado beer and spirits with Ska Brewing Company, and Dave Thibodeau is going to join us, and then also Peach Street Distillery. But talk a little bit about what you're going to do with those spirits, George.
We're going to go, stay within our theme with its, authentic Italian and Colorado heart. So we're taking all these great Colorado spirits and beers, like Ska is one of my favorite breweries. That Mexican lager is to die for. But Peach Street, we're going to take and do a Grappareña with their grappa. And then we're going to do our Black Manhattan with their bourbon and their Amaro. And then we're finishing the dinner with their Amaro espresso and whipped cream to go along with that crazy Sugar Sisters cookie dessert.
All right. If you want,
and then Spectrum Sauvage, we're turning their sparkling into Aperol spritzes, which has got to be the national drink of Italy at this point.
Tomorrow's going to be one of those nights. It's like, okay, I'm glad I made it to this one because this was the best dinner of my life. And I was betting on it. I'm telling you, this is going to be the dinner of the summer, and you can go too. The link is in the stream today, or you can go to our event page, Summer Dinner Series.
And it's got to be right at getting sold out.
Yeah,
I got to believe if it's not sold
Summer
out.
Dinner Series.
Where do you see the mushrooms from Hazeldale? We roasted them off in the wood oven, and 5 different mushrooms on a pizza is going to be ridiculous.
It's going to be a mushroom party.
That's the ultimate mushroom pizza.
It's a lot of fun, guys.
Okay, George, I have to. Did you hear the topic of the day today, George?
The surcharge thing?
Can I hit you with this, man? Our title of the stream is Pay More.
Had it.
Topic of the stream today is Pay More or Die. That's obviously not you, the customer, but the restaurant. I mean, is it getting to that point to where a surcharge, and in particular, there was an unhappy customer and a long-time customer of Bonnie Bray Tavern who said, had I known that you were going to hit me with a $2, I'd have just walked down the street to somewhere else. Okay, what are we going to see going forward, George? And you're one of those guys that's daily crunching numbers. First of all, we were trying to guess how many covers do you think Bonnie Bray Tavern does in a day? We settled at 200. 200 tickets. How many tickets?
I'll bet you in a 150 to 200 range. Like on the weekend when we're cranking down here, even with COVID, we're about 300. And I've got a big spot.
So do that with $2, $600. Is it worth pissing off? Because here's the poll: 58% say yes, they would pay the COVID charge, and 42%. I mean, it's pretty much half and half. But is that extra $600 a day on a busy day worth pissing off half of your customers for that?
I've tried surcharges over the years as labor has gone up and stuff gets more expensive. What I've learned, people don't like them. Just raise your prices. And, at one point, everybody's going to have to look at raising their prices anyways, because a box of latex gloves is $200.
Yeah, no doubt.
So,
and a lot of stuff. And basically, how much?
I'm going through 3 of those boxes a week.
Oh, my God. That's a lot
so
of
that's
money.
Six.
That adds up.
That's now it's putting a little bit of different perspective on that. For sure.
Well, so Jay, are you more willing?
Let's ask.
More willing what? I'm the one that said pay the $2.
George, what's an average cost of a pizza pie coming out of there? What's an average cost?
$16.
Between $15 and $20.
Okay, so between a $5 swing, right? So let's just say 15. So we say 15, and then someone comes in there, and all of a sudden it's a $17 pizza instead of with the $2, right? I think that more people would.
Well, it's only $2. It's not $2 on every item. You just raise your prices to cover the costs that you have.
Right. No, he said.
If you did it.
So at Bonnie Bray Tavern, they're doing $2 on any ticket over 10. Right. The point being is I think a lot less people notice when it's worked into the food cost than they do when it's right in front of their face as a line item.
Sure. And here in George,
and if you're a single diner, if you're a single person on that ticket, the $2 hits you a lot harder. If you're a party of 4, you don't care about that $2.
No, that's right. Jay offered to pay my $2 if I had a problem with it. But then I said, well, what if it was $5? And then he wouldn't pay it if it was $5. It's the sweet.
Surcharges are tough. I think we're just going to be into the, covering it via menu costs and raise overall prices. And I think everybody realizes right now, to outfit your staff, have masks, sanitizer. We're going through 2 cases a week in order to, sanitize everything down and spray all hard surfaces and all that. And then every half an hour, every person in the restaurant is changing fresh gloves.
You got to be looking around, George. You got, as a business, and you're trying to jockey for survival. You've got to be looking around to where you can make some more money. You've just got to be.
Yeah, right now it's just about trying to survive. Like downtown, there's just no business down there. DTC, we've got the drive-in movies and all that stuff going on. But even still, I'm still running 50% capacity. So you can only do so much.
God, it's terrible out there right now.
Well, I thought of a surcharge while we were sitting here. What about when you go to the DMV and you want to get out your credit card? You get slapped with a nice little surcharge right there.
Well, don't
any government agency, they make you pay the money that the credit card company is paying them.
Well, that's a nice reach, but don't you just automatically when you deal with the DMV or the government, don't you think you're just going to get screwed?
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the credit card company isn't paying them; they're paying the credit card company. Yeah. So all transactions, even if you're a restaurant, if I ring up $100, I only get $97 of that. 3%. Got to pay to the credit card company for the right to process the transaction. And then you want funny math for a restaurant? I got to pay for all my servers' tips too. So if my server makes 100, I give them the 100, but I only get 97.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Oh, and let me throw another one into that whole same equation, George. With that, what do you think a customer would ever say to you if you said to the customer, by the way, and on your credit card, you have a special rewards that I'm going to pay more to cover your rewards because I know as a business owner, I would get these tiered statements to my credit card saying that people who have Discover, I pay more for because Discover gives the cash back. Discover doesn't give the cash back. I give the cash back as a merchant.
Exactly.
And did we ever go after consumers to say, hey, by the way, you're using your credit card? And do you mind if I hit you with an extra 2 to 3% charge because I'm going to get that charge to me?
And literally, this is what it's coming down to: is watching where every cent is going.
Yeah.
And it's not going to change. I do have to tell you this: she's on the stream, and she wanted to mention George Eder. Our dinner last night was amazing, top notch, best service. We were totally pampered and had great conversation with Jed and Judd. Well, little does she know it was only because she's Rebecca Berry. They don't do that to anybody else. They don't treat anybody else nice, just Rebecca Berry. That's untrue. Everybody.
No, they treat everybody great. And you know what? If you're a great guest, you're our best friend. Sometimes we get good guests and sometimes we don't get good guests. But guess what? Jen, say hi. Hi, Rebecca.
I'm not Rebecca.
That was Rebecca's server last night. He's a rock star.
Is that right? Well, everything she had, I'm sure, was gluten-free. So there must be many gluten-free options there.
Yes. We have some great gluten-free pizza and pasta. And, if you let us know, we'll make it for you. Like Dave Thibodeau, if you're watching, we got you vegan covered for the dinner tomorrow.
Yes.
Him and Dustin, right?
And
so
Dustin,
that's two.
Two.
And Dustin, yeah, two of them.
All right.
George,
actually, it's a table of 4, right?
Yes, it is actually, because if is Dave bringing his wife?
No.
Okay.
We'll figure all that. Actually, we got a lot of work to do after the show. Here's one thing I can tell you, George. Tomorrow, best dinner yet. Best ran, most organized. I don't think tomorrow we're going to climb the mountain and stand there and wave that flag of victory. What do you think?
I think it's going to be a super great night. We're ready. My guys and I are super excited, and it's going to be a blast.
Summer Dinner Series, summerdinnerseries.com. George,
Summerdinnerseries.com.
Thanks for your time today, Chef. We'll see you tomorrow, okay?
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks,
you bet.
Chef.
There he is, Chef George Eder.
All right. Later.
Pizza Republica. What a day! I found today's show to be very spirited, and Chef Caroline Glover, man, right?
Invigorating today. Yes.
Darling in Colorado. I think that's it. I don't know. Well, there's 24 hours. That's when we said we'd do it. But you got to share the stream, and you got to comment on this stream. You know, you may be watching this from another Facebook page besides the Modern Eaters, but you need to go to the Modern Eaters Facebook page and say, I shared the stream, and share the stream. We will check. We checked Rebecca Berry. Mm-hmm. She might be the one with this Idlewild hoodie.
Wait a second. Did we check everybody?
Well, I think she's the only one who shared it.
That's not true.
Keith, did you share it?
That's not true.
Nobody else has said.
Check it again.
Who said it? I shared the stream. You said it on the Modern Eater? We're keeping it is what you're saying. We're going to pick ourselves randomly.
Man, this is a sharp hoodie, all you know.
Hey,
I shared
3 hours in the dentist chair this morning, my friend.
Would you give your dentist a shout-out or no? Were they good?
Yeah, they are absolutely good. It's probably 6 doors down from the DTC Pizza Republica. It's in the Landmark. It's called Landmark Dental. But most very tough men would not have come into work today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What'd they do?
Very tough.
Was it a cleaning?
Oh, my God, man.
It's a clean. They look in there. They put a little popsicle stick in there. You walked out the door.
Have no
and here we
idea,
are.
man.
Was there any hammers involved?
There's and
you know what I thought about the other day is when you just said, man, I was at the dentist and all that. For some reason, it popped into my head like, how much did you tip him? You know, that sort of thing.
Dentist?
Yeah, right now. But hear me out. I'm not really talking about the dentist.
I paid.
But I started to think I got a haircut the other day, and I'm a cheapest haircut type of guy, right? As much as cheap as I can get, which nowadays is like
how much is yours?
$18.
I've got cheaper.
Okay, but
I got
anyway,
a 16.
But the point of my thing is, and so I always overtip because of being in the service industry for so long and whatever. But I really upped my tipping game on a salonist to about a salonist to about
which is salonist.
It's community college, boys and girls.
Yeah, that's salonist.
So the salonist to cut my hair. So 50% is what I took.
Stylist, what
right?
did you call it?
So
$9.
It was $18. I give her $10, right? So 20.
You're pretty loose with that, though.
Yeah, but it popped into my head
$29.
that why aren't we tipping our salonists more than what we do in regard to even servers, which I'm the biggest advocate of tipping servers. But these are the people that are changing what you look like, hopefully for the better, and to have a blade and a knife around your head for half an hour, and a lot of people are tipping them 5%, 10%. Why don't we tip salonists more?
Let's see, my haircut's $37. And I give $13. I give $50. So 13.
I lost the math on that.
Well, $37. $13 tip.
I go to a barber. It's a guy. He's
here's
real,
what I will tell you.
Cuts my hair.
And as we always compliment the service industry, because where else do you go where you're faced with serving somebody that's not wearing a mask, that's not protecting you? You're protecting them, but they're not protecting you, and you're being paid for it.
Sure.
So, but I figured out one more that's worse. Today, as I sat in that dentist chair, and juices from my mouth were squirting up all over this dental hygiene.
But your
thinking
gals
to myself,
and guys are not.
Well, she's got a shield and everything else, but then I'm looking at her exposed neck. You know, as I look up and stare at stuff, these are the things I think about. Like, what if a little bit of my spit got up on her neck, and she wiped it off, and then all of a sudden rubbed her eye,
right?
And then.
Or like her boyfriend's, he consumes you
off
of her.
Well,
and gets COVID that way.
That'll be the show, ladies and gentlemen. Her
hey, one thing I would like to mention, though.
Consumes
let's talk about good and bad this weekend.
Wow.
You and
Chef
I
Justin Brunson joins the show and says, "Sup, boys? What's up, Chef? Hey, Chef, I want to get you Justin Brunson. If I shoot you because I want to do it on.
He's not coming up
on Wednesday."
Not. Hey, but did you see he's out fishing?
Yeah.
You see those pictures of him?
Yeah, he's a good fisherman.
Does he want to come tomorrow night? Or is he out of town?
I don't know. We'll ask.
I'd like to get him down there. But no, let's talk about this real quick before we get off.
The fishing.
Well, we can talk about the fishing. I want to talk about bad service.
Do you throw
bad
back?
Service we got this weekend? Because that was just disturbing, right?
Oh, okay.
Good,
well, no, actually,
good,
good
bad,
topic. Do you want to
good,
break
bad,
and come back? And
Yeah, let's break and come back and do this because
it's a good
I
topic.
can do one of
so
those
what the
anyway.
topic was is some places you go to, and we were in Keystone, Colorado, right? You go to first of all, good service. We'll end, and then we'll tell you terrible service. So we'll say the good service. Westbound and down in Idaho Springs not only had top-notch, delicious food. I want to drive there right now and go get that chicken sandwich.
Oh, because that was good.
That good, huh?
It was so good. And it was like so. This is what Jay, you would have hated me. I did this. Menu's coming tomorrow for my dinner. Yeah.
Woohoo!
So I'm talking
Baby,
about my boy.
I like that.
You should
Mr.
come
Brunson.
to dinner. I said, here's what I said, Jay. I said, I'll have a old-fashioned cocktail right now to enjoy with my appetizer, and then if you could please bring my entree with a beer. And then I ordered the beer. So, we'll work. Flawless execution. Beer comes out with dinner, cocktails.
That doesn't bother a guy like me. I mean, superficially and like my own insecurities and hate for the world, yeah, that bothered me. I'd be like, oh, sure, it's, Prince, Prince Hollenbeck when I walked away. But I would be totally honest and say that it doesn't actually make me mad. It just gives me something to talk smack about in my head. Yeah. But that's completely reasonable now.
Well, the very sweet, and I doubt he has any of those deluded thoughts, this young man from
You'd
West
be
Bend.
surprised.
He was a very pleasant, delightful guy.
All the way to the
anything.
end.
All the way to
Even
the
when
end.
I said at the end, I said, hey, I really like the smell of that, of your and a hand sanitizer that was on the table. And I said, where could I go
you
get
have to listen to this. So for that, he's setting up the guy. Oh, that's wonderful. Basically, he's saying, I want that, right? Big bottle of Thieves, I think, was the...
Something good, yeah. It was. The guy hands it to me.
No, he didn't hand it to him. Brian asked for it. He was like, "You mind if I take that home?"
You are so full of it.
Me?
No, I didn't.
And the guy's like, "I guess, man.
He is
Really,
so
I'm not going to say no."
No, that's such
it.
BS.
Big bottle.
I asked the guy where I could get it, and he goes, "You can get it right here." And I said, "How much do I owe you?" And he says, "Nothing, dude. Take it." And I said, "But aren't you going to get in trouble?" He says, "I'm the only one who knows. It's all yours."
It's a weird.
And now
perception.
Greg's going to knock
Man,
him
listen.
up.
Well, first of all,
didn't go down
Freeman,
anyway
I'm way more on your. Even if it went down like that, I'm way more on your side because of Greg's. He's the king of like
telling the truth.
Oh my God!
He's the king of like, that hoodie. That's an interesting color.
I don't like the color of my hat.
Really,
Drive back to Durango and get me a new.
Quit yelling.
Sorry.
Quit yelling.
Jay, let's take a break and then when we
wait,
come
hold
back,
on. So the other side of that, Jay, how would you like this? You're sitting down.
Was this going to be the bad service?
Yeah.
We're supposed to do that when we
I
come
know.
back.
I'm
That's
gonna
the
tell
teaser.
You.
Okay.
You're sitting down on a patio, right? Kids running around without masks. I'm not saying they're from Texas, but I'm not saying they're not.
Wait, but it gets better. That was,
talk
folks,
about it
that
when we
was
get
the
back.
only, we're going to measure this in inches.
It. Do you ever feel uncomfortable when you go out and dine? We'll talk about an experience we were uncomfortable, and we'll tell you what happened when we come back. The Modern Eater Show continues.
Hi, I'm Charlie Gottenkenny, brewmaster at Brews Beers. Our all-new Abbey 4-pack contains the main products of Abbey and Trappist breweries in Belgium. So with the 4-pack, you'll get a single, a double, a triple, and a quadruple, one of each. Most monastery breweries will make 2 to 4 of these. Some of them make all 4. And American craft breweries, like Brews, that specialize in Belgian beers, will make multiple versions of the Big 4 throughout the year. So where can you get an Abbey 4-pack? Well, you can get it at either Brews location, 67th and Pecos in Midtown, or in the East Colfax neighborhood at Colfax and York. You can also find them at fine liquor stores throughout the Denver area. So get yours today and take home some Belgian-style badassery.
Hey guys, it's Brian Rizzuto with Encore Energy, the guy who saves your businesses money on natural gas. I know these are crazy, crazy times right now, so while your business is working on increasing your sales, let me work on saving you guys money on your natural gas. I'll make it as easy as possible. Just provide 12 months worth of natural gas bills to me. I'll do the rest. I know you're really busy, so let me get to work for you. You can reach me at 720-245-5771. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and let me try to save you some money in these crazy times. Bye.
We started Meridium Spirits because we love the way that spirits and cocktails can bring people together to socialize, to bond, to have conversations. Well, right now we've got some big conversations to have. Coop Vodka and Coop Gin are available at liquor stores across the metro area, but if you can't find us or would like to have us behind your bar or at your restaurant, send us an email, info@meridiumspirits.com. We know things are a little different these days, but think of us the next time you're planning a virtual happy hour or a socially distant picnic. And keep an eye on our social media, Coop by Meridium, for all the latest and greatest.
Hey, Dave Thibodeau here. Hey, friends of the Modern Eater. This is Dave Thibodeau from Ska Brewing and Peach Street Distillers. I wanted to let you know that our new brew distillery is up and running again in Boulder. And we've got a great selection of Ska beers, nearly 30 on tap. We've also got all of our Peach Street spirits available, a great mixology program that we brought down from the Western Slope and Palisade. We're open limited hours, Wednesday through Friday from 3 to 10. And then we open up earlier at 10 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday and get some brunch action rolling. We have 2 great patios. Socially distant seating is available. And you can always check for more information at scastreet.com, and hope we become your new favorite neighborhood spot. And I'd like to meet you there in the not too distant future for a beer or a drink soon. So take care, be healthy, and stay strong. And I'll talk to you later.
Hi guys, it's Cody Ann from Aspen Baking Company. We specialize in fresh, preservative-free, amazing bread. But with all the food news, go right here to the Modern Eater.
All right, welcome back to a Monday, August 17th, Pay More or Die. I really probably should be home resting after 3 hours in a dental chair. Most people be home right now in bed, drinking broth.
Is it a real 3 hours? Is it a real 3
Yeah.
hour, or is it a
real? It's a
2
real
hour
3
and 20
hours.
minute? Let's call it 3.
No, it was 9 to noon.
We might be able to get you like a wet nurse or something to go home. to
A
your
what?
house. A wet nurse.
Sounds good. I don't know what one is, but sounds fantastic. What? I know.
I just replayed that in my head,
Yeah.
I was trying to.
Here's the question. Are you okay with restaurants charging you a COVID charge? 55-45. Yes, okay, 55%. No, 45%. This topic's not going to go anywhere. We're going to try and find, what's his name, Michael
Hurley? Oh, no.
You got the 2 people's names.
Yep, that would be Dyer. Michael Dyer and Ricky Dyer are the owners of Bonnie Bray Tavern down, and then we've got Mr. Hurley. I don't know his name. Was it Dan Hurley?
Yeah, who didn't like it?
Dan Hurley,
He was
who
a
didn't
customer.
like it.
Yeah. He says,
But the funny thing is he
pinching
wouldn't
pennies.
be turning around, I'll tell you, and walking somewhere else, because in Bonnie Bray, you're not going to find any other food cheaper. Quite honestly, I don't mean to call it out, but
they could have raised.
But
their
the
menu
bottom
items.
line is, Bonnie Bay Tavern, you're going to get the best pizza for the best price in that neighborhood. Period.
So here's the deal: we were talking about good environments versus not so good environments. We gave you a great example of westbound and down. And to tell you the truth, I don't like calling people out, and I don't even think I would if I remembered the name. But it was so underwhelming in Keystone, Colorado. By the river.
Yeah.
On the river. So
Some of the most
figure that out.
scenic.
Oh, great stuff.
Most scenic place in.
Perfect. Yeah.
And I guess if you said, well, you were paying for the scenery.
Sure.
I guess, but you know what I wasn't paying for? Is the 7 kids
Well, here's the
running
deal.
around.
I'm not so sure. Some of the tables, they're big, long bench seating, Jay. Were they 8-footers? 10. Probably.
They were like 8
10
or 10
12.
foot. Yeah, they were big.
Big. At least 10 people at a table. Big parties. Big parties.
Big parties.
And kids galore. Kids hanging off of kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And,
Kids hanging off of
kids just being kids, though, right? They'll,
And you can't
Johnny's
get mad at
just,
them.
gets up from, how kids are. They'll get up from the table, freak out, and run.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, the kids.
And then the mask's around him, and he's, farting and blowing his nose and spitting up in the air. Everything that's why I don't have kids, right? That I can't handle.
Yeah.
Well, that Saturday evening, I had kids because I'm dealing with this little punk. Like, I wanted to fight him because he kept coming back over to the table, right? Like, he knew. He knew.
That we did not want him near our table.
He's like, I'm a carrier. You're an old guy. You probably have bad health. I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
I
extreme,
sort of saw
but-
that look in his eye as he was walking towards you, Greg, I guess.
So, I just had to numb it with another shot of tequila and rub it on my hands. Actually, I wasn't drinking that night.
No.
That was Brian. Brian drank enough for. Hey, you want to hear
Well, but no.
He drank the equivalent. Oh, we haven't.
We haven't even finished. So
Yeah.
give me just a half a second, because then the other piece is we're going through and we're looking at the food, and tacos. 2 tacos. What do you think, Jay? What would you pay for 2 tacos?
So here, tacos, right?
Normal street. Need to be, hey, Dan Hurley,
in a
if
metal
you're
thing.
listening,
In a metal
listen
thing.
to this.
Right.
Yeah, Dan.
I know the
One of
energy
those
thing. I
little
know Greg wants energy, but
metal-
Freeman's just driving me out of my
things.
mind right now.
Right.
Couple. Yeah. No, I mean, obviously,
tacos.
it's going to be more than what I
yeah,
think.
so shoot-
I'd
shoot
say
this guy.
I'd say $7.
$17.
Yeah, 2 for 17.
For 17. Yeah. Well, were they lobster?
No.
Were they crab?
No.
Did they come?
Fish.
Did you say
they
crap?
were like crap.
Crab.
Crab.
Yeah.
Did they come with 10 car washes?
No.
It came with a lot of disappointment and despair.
$17.
Yeah.
That's
And like,
$8.50.
Well, they made up for it in, get some truffle oil fries.
Yeah, oil truffle fries. How about
See that bottle of Colorado? Literally, Brian does this, right? He takes it and he puts his hand.
I put my napkin actually over because it was so greasy.
Turned it over, and it just
it filled up
down.
a plate, Jay. So like the whole plate, we filled the bottom not the bottom, to the rim of the plate with oil.
So disgusting food, terrible environment, felt unsafe.
What about the service?
Good
service? I mean, it's like, Brian's on the fence with that one. Huh?
It was okay.
It took you a while to get your water. He wanted 1,000. He's the type of person you don't want to wait on, because every time you come back, he needs something.
Well, I didn't need it.
Can I
She
have
just
wet
kept
nap?
forgetting
Can I-
what she was supposed to bring the
Freeman.
last time.
Well, now
just
that's
listen,
different.
You bring someone a bunch of wings, and you bring 3 people wings, okay, and you bring 2 bev naps. Is there something wrong with the math on Sesame Street there? Because that in my world, 3
Quit
people needs.
Hey, man, would you
three,
leave the funny stuff to me? And that's the only thing I have in life. I appreciate it.
Rebecca Berry says, I want in on Brunson's dinner. What does that mean, Rebecca? Does that mean you'll be going to SummerDinnerSeries.com and getting 2 tickets?
Yeah.
SummerDinnerSeries.com.
Because that's how you get in. Actually, I don't know if you can. I think Brunson's dinner may be sold out. I'm not sure. But
You do have a good chance of winning that hoodie.
you can hang out with Jay in the DJ deck and eat. Probably get up some food.
Yeah.
Can't promise it's gluten-free.
No, nothing's
gluten-free
nothing's
in the
gluten-free in the DJ tent or wherever my thing is. Can I share this with you a little bit? Because speaking of the no masks and the kids and everything like that, so here's something unrelated to food and beverage, but it's the frustration.
What would have happened if I would have reached out and shook him around a little bit? Just rung his
How
bell.
old was he?
Oh,
7,
the parents.
6,
and all everybody.
6.
I mean, because like 7 and up, a little. What's the comedian? He's like a little throat chop, or something. They can handle that. I forget what comedian that was. Well, no, you can't do it. But
Leashes, right? COVID leashes.
Kids are terrible. So I did something yesterday that's completely out of my wheelhouse, and I'll
Ate during the day?
No, no, I didn't do that.
Said you
actually.
love somebody?
I had fish oil. No, I didn't do that either.
Got out of bed without. Got out of bed.
You got out of bread. You got out of bread
without bread.
Yeah.
You got out of bed without
no,
bread.
I was baking. No, I was baking.
You called your mom?
No, I actually talk to her a lot more often, but it's just because I plan on her dying and I want to feel good when it happens.
Held your girlfriend's hand?
No, but we went to Garden of the Gods.
What?
I know. That's why I said it's out of my wheelhouse, right?
You actually went outside and walked?
Yes, I did. Now, but that's not the point.
Were you wearing your hoodie and everything?
No, everybody thinks.
What was in it for
some
you?
people on the outside looking in may think I'm normal. So by you guys going like, "Oh, you left the house," they don't know. They're like, "Why wouldn't he leave the house?" It's because I'm a freak. But anyway, I needed something to do with a woman, right? And that's And so anyway, but go to Garden of the Gods. Now I don't know. I didn't really think about it till we got there, and this is why I want to get Dr. Blanchett back on the show soon. Is because nobody. It was packed Sunday afternoon. I don't know what this is about, right? I've never been there. Yeah. I've been here 20 years, never been there. So I don't know what it is. I think it's going to be. So I get there, and then, you put together what it is real quick. Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, nobody was wearing masks.
Did you take film?
No.
You didn't do a Snapchat and go, I'm going to die?
No,
Yeah,
I was trying to entertain.
pull our desk back
I was trying
a little
to entertain.
bit from your desk?
But it's like, but this is a serious conversation to me because it's like, and where Dr. Blanchett, he's on my shoulder and he's got my back to where it's like, and they have big signs. It's not for lack of signage.
Why didn't you shame people?
I'm not going to do that. I wore my mask. She wore her mask. We wore our mask walking around. Now, truth be told, as you're walking, which is just terrible, you go up there and walk around and look at rocks, by the way. Yeah.
That's the Jay we know and love.
I can't believe I waited 20 years to see these
my
rocks.
headset down with you two.
To these rocks. Oh, I'm loud.
Yeah, you both are just
hold on a second.
We're hot. We're giving you the energy you wanted from us.
Yes,
So-
I do.
That's
Go
it.
ahead.
Anyway, so I'm not going to shame people walking around. And when we were walking and there were gaps, big gaps where there's nobody on the trail, or we would hang ours off the ear to have a conversation. As we saw people, we put them back up. Now, listen, none of these people had masks on. I'd say not none, right?
I promise you I would have messed around.
90% of them weren't wearing masks with a million kids and a million tourists and a million everything. Locals,
I
tourists.
would walk through there sneezing and coughing.
No, I mean, that would have been good. Here's what I don't get, and maybe this job is out there and I can do it part-time or any free time. I'd love to be the Garden of the Gods guy that walks around and goes, put your mask on, put your mask on, put your mask on. And it's like, it drives me crazy that these people that love going to Garden of the Gods and doing the stuff, it's like by not wearing the masks and adhering to their signs, the city shuts down. They shut that stuff down.
I'm not going to say they're from Texas, but I'm not going to say they're not.
Well, and
Listen,
I
man,
was
not
going to say
everybody-
you're down in Colorado Springs, too.
Not
Because
every-
remember, that mentality down in the Springs
Well,
versus
that's
up
obviously
here.
where
I'll
it
stick
is,
with that.
you know, so
Is-
Everybody from Texas can't drive and doesn't wear masks. I'll say that.
Oh, well, I mean, all right. I mean, obviously, like I say, and I was paying attention to the people not wearing masks, like listening for accents and stuff to be like, well, if they're from out of the country.
You were profiling.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know about profiling, but I was curious to know. It's like, hey, are you John from Denver? Why don't you wear a mask? Or if you're, John from the UK, there's obviously some difference in there, and maybe more should be wearing a
here's
mask.
the deal. We should get Blanchett back because you need to wear a mask right now. We want to continue on. I mean, let's not shut it down.
No, I did a walk. We actually went out for a walk in Keystone. Wore a mask. I mean, the
only time I'm not wearing a mask is when I'm guzzling beer.
I mean,
all right, let's get out of here. What do you think? Tomorrow is the show starts at 7 tomorrow. You know why?
Because it's a live show.
We broadcast our dinners.
Yep. From Pizzeria Republic.
Not even close.
Pizza Republica.
I mean, some of that things matter to people.
I know.
As weird as that is, some of that stuff
and that
matters.
does matter.
He's got a thing, bro.
It's called crazy, but it's Pizza Republica on the
it is.
14th in Champa, downtown Denver. There's also one in DTC in the Landmark if you want to stop by there as well.
That's right.
Get the mussels
hoodie.
and the pizza margarita.
Rebecca's looking good. Looking like you're going to get you a hoodie, man. I want this hoodie, too. But I can't win.
But see, someone like Keith
All right,
Taylor,
let's
you
end
never know. He might share it real quick. He might get the word out. He's got a bunch of followers.
One more thing, though.
Close results. Would you like to know?
One more
before
thing,
the last
yes. But
thing?
I'll add this, and then. But one more thing, which is to our viewers that are watching and that love and support us, we're going to be doing a ton more giveaways. So even you didn't share it today like you should have, and when you start seeing people wearing all the swag we're giving away, beer we're giving away, gift cards we're giving away, you might get a little gift card to a distillery for a free bottle of hooch. Just keep an eye out for
Cadillac? Are we ever going to give away a Cadillac on the show?
Are you okay? This isn't Oprah, man.
Not
Are
mine.
you okay with restaurants charging you a COVID fee? We'll close the results right now at 53-47. Yes is at 53, no is at 47. That's pretty much a split down the middle for me. This topic is not going anywhere. We're going to do our level best. And if he's not on Wednesday, it's Jay Parker's fault.
Who?
You.
No, but who's not on?
Michael, the owner of
Dyer.
It'll be
Michael Dyer.
Now, what if I speak to Michael mouth to mouth on it, and he says I
sometime
can't do it on Wednesday, and he says
he
in.
can do it.
I'm
We'll
in.
pre-record it. Something. Anytime. Dig in deep, Jay.
Or get his brother, Jay, Ricky.
We want his response.
Listen, Ricky is a Remax agent. He's answering his phone.
Ricky, don't lose that number.
Ricky, don't lose the number, and he's working
7
for
o'clock
Remax.
tomorrow.
He'll answer.
We're going to have a great dinner at the downtown Pizza Republica, and then we'll be back at 2 o'clock on Wednesday with Michael Dyer from Bonnie Bray Tavern. Look into the camera and say, I solemnly swear.
I solemnly swear.
I will do my level best.
I will do my level best.
To dig in deep.
And
find Michael Dyer.
And kill Greg Hollenbeck.
That's how
and find Michael Dyer. I mean, I promise to the viewers and to you
yes.
that I will do my best. and even coerce them or offer them free hoodies to come on the show on Wednesday.
How about offer paying that $2 surcharge for a day?
Well,
Come on the show. No.
You
don't have the money for that.
Well, if there's 4 covers, I don't have the money for that.
Well,
but like I say, if you and I go out and you pay for dinner, I got your $2.
Okay. All right. Close results. That's it.
By the way, we did have another share.
We did? Who?
Yep. Keith. No. Keith Taylor started a watch party.
I don't see it.
Yeah, he just started a watch
Oh,
party.
man, starting a watch party.
Well,
that's an
a good
interesting
one.
thing.
That could be 2.
Ooh, that could be counted as
watch
2.
Watch party 2?
We got to think about that.
Think about that.
Maybe it's like the watch parties or this
you guys,
gift
we got to end this.
and the watch parties.
It's never going to end, baby.
The Modern Eater website, themoderneater.com. We archive every single show. We put it out there, photographs, everything you want. Start getting used to it. Bookmark it. Make it a part of your daily routine. themoderneater.com. We love you. For Jay Parker and Brian Freeman, I'm Greg Hollenbach, kicking the rock down the road. The Modern Eater Show continues.